weekend. Actress Rose McGowan, who says Harvey Weinstein raped her, accused Lisa Bloom of something approaching bribery. McGowan says Bloom contacted her and offered secret payments if she would recant and declare Harvey Weinstein a changed man. Lisa Bloom denies this. Are her denials believable? We'll let you decide. But before you do decide, consider a long and well-sourced piece in the Columbia Journalism Review this weekend accuses Lisa Bloom of similar behavior in yet another sexual harassment case. This is of an Amazon entertainment executive recently fired for propositioning a colleague. As in the case of Harvey Weinstein, Lisa Bloom was paid to provide moral cover for a man accused of predatory misdeeds against women. His career in jeopardy, he hired Lisa Bloom to explain away his problems. And because she's precisely that kind of feminist for hire, Lisa Bloom took the job. Joining us now, radio talk show host Mark Simone. Mark, thanks for joining us tonight. So there are reports that Lisa Bloom had a business relationship with Harvey Weinstein that went beyond your lawyer-client relationship, that he was working to develop a project based on a book she wrote. Have you heard any indication she plans to give that money back?
Well, it's like, I remember Hillary Clinton said when asked about giving the donation back, she said there's nobody to give it back to. So she may use the same excuse. You know, how do you know when you hit rock bottom? When your own company fires you, when your company has to change the name, when the academy throws you out? I think it's when Lisa Bloom has to leave because you're hurting her reputation. That is it. So,
but I mean, I agree with you completely about Lisa Bloom, and I've watched this for years, and she's for hire. She's, you know, someone who has no moral authority from what I can tell, and yet she is taken seriously by virtually every news outlet out there as a voice of authority on the abuse of women, as a moral voice. How unethical is it to be working on a development deal with the guy you're representing in a sexual harassment case?
Well, it's the worst thing you could ever do, and I never saw anybody, except for Harvey Weinstein, destroy their brand so fast. How would anybody go to her again? When she was first involved, I assumed he hired her just to neutralize her. If you hire an attorney, they can never come against you from the other side. But it turns out she's been on this for a long time. Rose McGowan said she was offered $6 million. That's an amazing amount of money. That's how seriously they took this. Harvey is famous for years for offering editors, whoever, screen deals, development deals. Noel Oppenheim, am I not mistaken that he's a screenwriter who probably might be looking for a deal?
Who has said that he's had no business relationship with Harvey Weinstein?
Well, but NBC Universal, for years, Universal has been distributing Harvey Weinstein's films. Weinstein produces television for NBC, like Project Runway. And think about this. They ran 1,000 Trump stories based on anonymous sources. Ronan Farrow came in with a police report, police audio, 3 witnesses on camera, and they said, you haven't nailed it down yet. And I mean, the double standard is ridiculous.
So here's what I don't understand. NBC has never explained how its property, the Access Hollywood tape, which was shot more than a decade before, wound up moving from NBC's offices to the Washington Post. They've never explained. They're going to do an investigation. We don't know the answer. Last month, you saw one of the anchors on MSNBC said some unattractive things in a commercial break. The tape was leaked. NBC immediately found the producer responsible for leaking it and fired him. Why can't they find out how that tape got from their offices to the Washington Post?
Well, it's being run kind of the same as O.J.'s hunt for the real killers. It's not got a lot of manpower in this investigation, but they'll never let up until they find it.
It's not an all-hands-on-deck situation, is it? Mark Simone,
No.
Thank you for that summary. Good to see you. Haman, who wrote the book Clinton Cash, and he joins us tonight. Peter, it seems to me there's a cost in not returning the money. If you're Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, who spent a better part of a week not responding to your old friend's sexual harassment scandal, why wouldn't you just give the money to some virtuous charity and call it a day? Why would you refuse?
That's a great question, Tucker. I mean, look, they're kind of in a pickle, the Clintons. This is not a relationship with a celebrity or a Hollywood person that was sort of a flash in the pan. As you pointed out, they've known each other. They've had financial connections going on for 20 years. And Weinstein, you know, had an interview with Bill Clinton in 2012 on CNN in which he talks about the fact that they're friends and that he considered Bill Clinton a mentor. Weinstein is not what you'd call a modest person, so if he's saying that, he probably really means it. So the Clintons are in a tough spot, but, you know, that said, there really is no other choice other than for them to give this donation to someone else. You know, I'm not buying that this was spent well to help other people. There was an internal review review done of the Clinton Foundation that Chelsea Clinton ordered. They asked Clinton employees of the foundation to rate the effectiveness of the charity on a scale from 1 to 10. The average score was a 4. Some of them gave it a 1. So Clinton Foundation employees don't consider the foundation very effective, and we know that that money was probably not spent in a very effective way.
Yeah, and those were not right-wing partisans, presumably. I mean, my understanding was the Clinton Foundation doesn't do a lot of actual helping of people. It convenes conferences where rich people gather to talk about helping people. But you got to wonder if its finances aren't a little tight right now. They don't have anything to sell because the Clintons no longer have positions of power. How is their fundraising going? Do we know?
Well, it's not going great based on public reports. They had, two arms of this, the Clinton Foundation and then, of course, the Clinton Global Initiative, CGI. Right. CGI shut down after the 2016 election. It no longer exists. And that was really the central marketplace for influence peddling. Clinton Foundation's tried to position itself in a different way. They tried to amass an endowment over the last couple of years, so they've probably got $150 million parked away, so they can certainly give this money to someone else. They have it. But the long-term and medium-term prospects are not good. They don't have access to sell. As that same Chelsea Clinton review pointed out in internal review, that a lot of the high-dollar donors were expecting quid pro quos. And if you don't have anything to sell, people are just not going to give money to your organization. And that's precisely the problem the Clintons are running into.
That's exactly right. Why would the Sultan of Oman or the royal family of Abu Dhabi give you anything? You know what I mean? It's like the least efficient way to spend money.